So there, right? So make sure you take your breakfast, okay? All right. So we have recording here right now, right? Okay, now, okay. Welcome to our first practical class for week 1. All right. I'm going to open up my webcam later on, okay, guys. But I'm going to send over those videos there first. I'm going to take those technical part, okay? But I'm going to share this video for you guys to look at it first. Okay, where is it, the video here? You guys can see my screen. Let me double check back again. Okay, good. Okay, this is video about illustration trend in 2021 there, right? Let's take a look to 20 there, right? Okay. So take a look here first and enjoy the videos there, right?
Remember this guy? Here in marketing, you probably recognize Freddie, one of the last remaining survivors of a wave of brand mascots and character illustrations that took the web by storm in the early 2000s. We'll check in on how Freddie's pals at MailChimp have evolved their brand since. But before we do, let's see how this style of illustration has transformed and re-emerged. While the old cartoon style seems to have left the building, we're now seeing a new wave of character illustrations online that have many brands opting for bright, colourful, and far more refined designs, like these stunning visuals from illustrator Alice Lee, found in Slack's illustration library. If you're looking for a similar style of illustration to include in your website, you'll find this stock graphic by Suvit Lamson and similar character illustrations on Envato Elements. All the details on this item are in the description below. Next, we're getting granular. Grain effects and textures are being used to elevate flat vector images or simple illustrations across a wide range of projects, whether to add depth between foreground and background objects, to provide shadows and highlights, or to combine sections of texture and flat color. Grain textures are versatile and easy to apply. This animation, spotted by our specialists, is from Chobani Yogurt, and it's the perfect example of this trend in action. You can incorporate a grain effect into your illustrations with these textures and brushes for Adobe Illustrator by Gorilla Craft. There's a link to this item in the description below. Trend number 3, abstract illustration. Simple brand illustrations have enjoyed wide audience appeal to date, but with so many brands embracing simplicity, it's becoming harder to stand out. As a result of this style of illustration using cut-through, a distinct shift is occurring towards more abstract and imaginative illustration. This piece by Olympia Zaccoli, a cover artist from New Yorker, uses abstract illustration to engage the audience. For the same effect, check out vector artwork by Elements author Dan Jazia. There's a link to his portfolio in the description below. With social media dominating the attention of most consumers, number 4, bright and bold, is the trend that brands are obliged to adopt. But nailing this trend is more complex than just bombarding the viewer with color. It's about balance. Offset your loud colors with simple imagery and focus on shapes rather than intricate details. Take a look at the branding for Milkshake, an app that helps you create a micro website for your Instagram page. It takes this trend and runs with it with these scroll-stopping designs. If you're looking for something bright and bold to help you stand out amongst the pack, check out this retro geometric pattern set by ThemeFire. Get started with this item that comes in 10 different color combinations via the link in the description. Number 5, hand-drawn illustration. Minimalism brought with it such precision and order that now consumers are looking for visuals that break the convention. Hand-drawn features have become a highlight of modern illustration, and when paired with clean design, make for compelling compositions. Take a look at the illustrations MailChimp are championing for their brand now. They're a far cry from the original Freddie mascot logo we saw earlier. To incorporate this type of design in your own creative projects, check out the illustrations in these UX/UI design templates by Envato author Sukumaraga. You'll find a link to each item in the description below. In 2020, designers will be spending time lifting their ideas off the 2D page, as 3D illustration provides a comprehensive way to express complex ideas, blurring the boundaries between digital and physical worlds. The creative team at Pitch, a presentation software manager, uses 3D illustration to digitally demonstrate their brand personality on their website. Get the look with thousands of 3D renders available on Envato Elements, like these ones. Jump across to see more via the link below. The 90s are back in more ways than one. Not only have we started to embrace 90s fashion once again, design is also borrowing from the colourful geometric era. Think Saved by the Bell style, colours and patterns. For example, the magazine Private Suite uses 90s geometric styling throughout. Incorporate some 90s flair into your designs with this set of geometric patterns by PSG5. The link to this item is in the description below. Japanese influence continues to grow in many areas of art, and Kawaii, think Hello Kitty, is a major part of this movement. Kawaii means cute in Japanese, and the designs that take on this trend's conventions, giant eyes, rounded shapes, and simplistic features, certainly produce a final product that is just that. Take a look at this real-life design example from Natsuki, a Japanese restaurant. To include some kawaii cuteness in your project, check out this animal illustration set on Envato Elements. You'll find a link to this item in the description below. The final trend on our list today is isometric design. Enduringly useful in infographics, landing pages, and presentations, isometric design is a trend that will continue to hold up through 2020. Take Isometric City by Urban City Lab, featured on Behance, for example. Delivering a 3D look without actually being 3D, isometric shapes have no converging perspective lines, but retain the simplicity of flat design. Perfect for a more corporate look and feel, this style allows you to show more details with less clutter. If this design style is up your alley, check out this vector web banner from Envato Elements author Moiko Pictures via the link in the description. That does it for the illustration trends that you'll be seeing more of in 2020. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like it below so we know to keep producing more content like this. And don't forget to subscribe to the Envato YouTube channel to stay up to date with our latest content. Have your say and tell us what trends you'd like us to profile next in the comments below. That's all for now, but if you're keen to stick around, click the thumbnail on screen to watch the next video. The next video is selected just for you. Keep creating, team.
Hey there, Jen McKinnon here, and it's time for another trend roundup from Envato. Today, we're taking a look at illustration trends, and the link to the featured items can be found in the description below. This video is brought to you by Envato Elements, a subscription-based library full of all the digital creative assets you need to get your creative projects done. From brushes for Procreate, Photoshop, Illustrator, and Sketch, to textures, patterns, and fonts, everything you need to streamline the creation of your next masterpiece is at your fingertips. Check the link in the description for a special offer from the Envato Elements team to get you started. Let's get into it. Geometric shapes are anything but square when they're given an abstract twist. This illustration trend presents graphic designers and artists with a really eye-catching opportunity to experiment with different shapes, colors, patterns, and textures. Just take a look at these bold banners by online education platform Superhigh. Set against a graph paper style background, shapes filled with chessboard squares, diagonal stripes, and cross-hatching are layered upon each other to create a 3D feel. Abstract wavy lines wind their way between the squares, rectangles, and circles, bringing a dynamic quality to the design. When it comes to introducing this illustration trend into your next creative project, keep things minimalistic by selecting a simple color palette and just a few shapes, or go all out with a maximalist composition that's filled with clashing elements, like this vibrant geometric design that's bursting with visual interest. From the repeated heart shape and mix of smooth and sharp corners to an all-seeing eye motif that stares out from the middle of this brilliant background design. Introducing symmetrical geometry into an abstract illustration is all about creating a sense of balance. Remember, you want the viewer to feel engaged, not overwhelmed. To learn more, we feature both abstract and geometric design styles in our 2020 illustration trends video that we've linked below. Whether you want to recreate real life or conjure up a land of make-believe, this illustration trend adds a reach out and touch it quality to website designs, digital interfaces, and everything in between. Combining 3D with the geo-abstract trend we looked at previously, Jeremiah Shaw's visual data renderings bring information to life. From pie charts and bar graphs to detailed infographics, the clever use of colour, shadow and light gives the viewers the impression that they've walked straight into the illustration. Meanwhile, Mexico-based designer Vargo injects a cartoon-style sense of fun into his 3D illustrations through bright pops of colour and cute characters that wouldn't look out of place in the latest Pixar animation. Place people front and centre in your work with these 3D male and female figures available on embodied elements. Portrayed in a variety of positions and poses, the characters clearly communicate a range of activities, from shopping to skateboarding and catching up on emails. Simply select your person and change the background to suit your project. When it comes to making sure everyone's included in the 3D illustration trend, check out our conversation with 3D artist and Envato Elements author Amrit Pal Singh for his thoughts on achieving diversity and representation in design. You can find a link to the blog post in the description below. Flat design, monochrome, and a minimal palette. They're all elements that feed into our next trend, minimalism. Continuing to keep projects and artworks clean and uncluttered, minimalism is all about stripping back superfluous detail. As a result, we're seeing illustrators reduce the number of colours they work with and rely on simple 2D drawings to make their mark. To achieve the less is more aesthetic, Australian illustrator Nadia Gianninotti smooths over facial features to create super simple but highly effective portraits. Past projects include visualising a graduation ceremony that was cancelled due to COVID and adding her own signature style to her professional logo. Nadia shows her social media followers how she starts with a photograph before deciding which parts of a person's expression to include and which parts she allows to simply fade away. With a minimal colour palette, Demographics' flat illustration of a delivery driver en route to a drop-off uses shades of purple, lilac and grey, with just a splash of orange to unite the scooter and on-screen elements of the illustration. Similarly, this depiction of Chicago's skyline focuses on a single colour in different shades, and yet every structure stands out thanks to the combined use of shadow and strikingly simple yet effective geometric shapes. It's a great example of how monochrome can be used to really make a statement. Embrace a move towards monochrome yourself with our guide to designing with a monochromatic colour palette, which we've linked below. Then learn more about making heads turn with the use of minimalism in our Presentation Design Trends Roundup. As video becomes an online content expectation, animated illustrations continue to develop in popularity, so much so that it's become a design trend loved by brands, marketers, and all kinds of creatives for instantly grabbing attention and introducing a sense of momentum to a piece. Adding a surreal twist to everyday objects, Mike Voropev's animations might just last a few seconds, but in that short amount of time, they manage to be absolutely mesmerizing. From office stationery with fangs to a cereal bowl filled with life rings and a climber scaling a cheese grater, these bizarre clips keep things simple with a block color background that allows the action to take center stage. Another approach to simple animation is the work Jonas Moserson has done for Airbnb to showcase dining options in destinations around the world. Animated icons, moving logos, and simple line drawings repeat the same small movements on a continuous loop, engaging the audience while keeping the viewing experience clear and concise. From scrolling for inspiration to filling a virtual basket and receiving a parcel, these stylish animated illustrations revolve around the online shopping experience. Customize the colors to suit your design and choose from 40 different elements within this easy-to-use illustration template pack.
Okay, by looking at all these kind of sample of works, okay, from Invato, okay, this is one of the good examples how actually you're going to see some engagement on those illustrations there, okay, trend for this year, for the previous year, okay. It's all not about one particular of styles, okay. When you learn formally in multimedia design or graphic design there, right, okay, it's all about to create a various type of what we call that way of to communicate your styles of design there, okay. Not only one particular styles only here there, okay. And of course, okay, I understand most of you guys, okay, most of the new generations were into all these kind of manga styles there, okay, or anime kind of styles there, okay. It's a very good kind of way of approaching basically your art styles at the first stage there, okay. But you have to remember one thing, okay, when you want to be a more kind of what we call that flexibles when you build up your careers in the futures, okay, we actually not going to be focused on the one particular art styles only to develop our skills there. But if you really want to pursue yourself to become a mangaka artist, for example, there, okay, you have to make sure that you be good at what you do there first, okay? So make sure you can be a same level as all those Japanese kind of new generations kind of mangaka, okay? Otherwise, it will be more challenging and also difficult for you to survive basically in your careers in the futures. But if you have that kind of flexibility, you can draw manga, you can draw anime style, you can draw any kind of cartoon style, illustration style, okay? Or super realistic or portrait kind of drawings, for example, right, okay? Or any simplified kind of style that you can see from geometric shapes there, graphic design, 3D kind of looks. From time to time, you will increase more on your skills there. It's just like that we go into the war, okay? You're not actually carrying only one weapons only there, okay? Even though you have that kind of strength to use one particular kind of weapon, for example, you know how to hand combat, for example, there, okay? Hand-to-hand combat, but you know also how to use a dagger, a knife, and also a sword there may be. And you also can use also your machine gun and also revolvers at the same time, okay? So you have the multiple kind of skills there. If you saw some Jackie Chan kind of movie there, okay? I love Jackie Chan very much, all right? You can see there, okay, when he actually doing this kind of fighting kind of scenes, okay, when they fight the bad guy, okay, he kind of use a lot of things around him as a weapon or some things to be shield or protect him from the fights there, right? Okay, so it's quite creative here. So we're talking about creativity to build up the creativity and flexibility on your works. So I'm going to double check back again my emails over here there, guys. Okay, let me take a look first. And at the same time, I want to take those attendance here. So we can also go to the system back again. Do you have any questions on the videos that we watched just now? Quite exciting there, right? So one of the reasons I actually mixed up around my samples, my reference with my original kind of works, at the same time, the reference that we have on the web, there, okay, because this is the modern trend, okay, because the resources that we have right now is infinity there, okay, for you guys there. So it's just like that you don't have to go to libraries anymore, but you can actually get any kind of information that you want, basically using basically those kind of what in front of your screen there, okay? But how actually using those kind of reference resources are the questions right now, okay? Because not all people can understand really well there. Even though you can see some demonstrations on YouTube, not all people can understand really well there, okay? I want to check those attendance there first, okay? Amber over here. Amber?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Ang Ming Wai, Au Ming Wai.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, if I actually pronounce wrongly, please correct me, okay, guys. Chai Jin Cheng.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Cham Biying. Cham Biying, is it Biying?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, thank you, Biying. Jie Hao. Chu Jie Hao.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
Eric, is it Eric? Thank you, Jie Hao. All right, thank you. Esther is here, right?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, Wan Chin.
Yes.
All right, Chun Sheng. Chun Sheng here. Ka Yi.
Yes.
Chan Xing yet? Chun Sheng and Ka Yi, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Chi Yan.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Chi Xing. Shi Ying, sorry.
Yes.
All right, Li Shi Ying. Li Ven Yang.
Yes.
Thank you. Lim Xuan Yun.
Yes.
All right, Leong Ming Hao.
Yep, here.
Thank you. Lo Tak Wai. Alvin.
Here.
All right. Mak Mungkit.
Yes.
All right. Mu Po Long. See? Not yet. Tan Kai Jin.
Yes.
All right. And Wong Siu K.
Oh, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm here, sir.
Po Long, right?
Bolong.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. All of you guys here, thank you very much. Okay. Good there, right? Okay. So this is how actually I can keep track also you guys as the attendance. And of course, okay, about the attendance, I forgot to tell the rest of the students okay, just now, but I'm going to repeat back again. All right. Make sure that you don't actually, right, skip the class, right, more than 2 times or 3 times there, okay? Minimum is 2 times, okay? Maximum is 3 times, okay? Because otherwise, the system normally automatically going to be bar you guys, okay, nowadays, and you cannot take those exams there, okay? And also those are the things that you have to remember, okay? But if you have the problem, cannot enter the class, okay, there's a few kind of issue, personal kind of problem maybe, right, okay? Because normally, okay, human, we have all these kind of issues sometimes, okay? And if you seem to have that kind of condition, please let me know that, right, okay? Please inform me using those WhatsApp groups or WhatsApp directly to me, and get also some sort of like formal kind of certifications, right, okay? Or write some of the formal letters for me and send over to my email at the same time, okay? So we just do this kind of what we call that some backup kind of informations, okay, and record whatever that we have, okay, if you have any kind of slight kind of situations that you can actually enter my class, okay, even though you have problem to issue those kind of assignments or exercise, okay, please let me know that, guys, okay. So those are the most important thing here. So I want to double check here that, right, okay, whether my emails were in, so I can share with you guys. Okay, check my emails over here. Just now the record meetings were there. Oh, I have to double check on our Google Drive. The video will be notified later on. Just haven't done yet. Google Drive for The files is quite big there, okay, so I'll double check back again. It's okay. Okay, about the drawings here there, guys, okay. What I want to share you guys here, how actually you're going to draw, even though you're going to use those pencils and pen to draw there, right, okay. I just want to show you guys basically in Photoshop, but the methods and techniques are going to be the same, okay. So what we're going to do here, okay, first of all, let's just say I have a few references that I have. Okay, let's just say just now I have this kind of reference there, right? I put it over here on my left side of my screen, which is, you guys cannot see it, right? Okay, the things that I want you guys to work. You cannot see the screen there, right? Okay, the left screen there, right? You only can see my Photoshop screen, is it? Okay, normally there, okay, when we do those works here, traditionally there, okay, okay. So I'm going to, basically, I'm going to draw without tracings there, okay, without tracings there, right? So what we're going to do here, right? Let me save the file there first. Well, I'm going to teach you guys how to use Photoshop later on, but don't worry, okay? This is only a test there, right, okay? How actually I'm going to draw using those pencils, actually, because I already show you some of the videos that I have created, but I didn't. I've sent it over to my phone store, okay, when I recorded just now, but it seems doesn't actually open yet, but it's okay. So I want to show you guys how actually we draw the racket first. Okay, even though you cannot see my hands, okay, I want to check whether I can see those. Check basically those keyboard there, right? I think I missed out basically those keyboard kind of placement there. It's okay. So right now, okay, when I actually draw here, there, okay, normally when you draw, how actually you draw, okay, most of people, okay, who actually doesn't have that kind of skills yet, they will draw like this. Is one of the tools that I use here right now. The brush tools that we call Carl Ultimate Pencil Art, which is you're going to use it in another 3 weeks there, okay, don't worry here. So, but why actually using this one? Because it's look like a pencil kind of sketch, right? See? The more that I press and give a little bit kind of light, loose kind of movements, right? Okay, they have this kind of pressure point there, okay? That's why we need all these kind of drawings there. A lot of people will draw like this one first. When they see some photos there, right, they will draw like this. How many you draw like this one? You will draw like this one there, right? And then when you actually have problems, you erase, right? And then you draw back again. And then you erase there, right? That's basically one of the wrong methods to learn how to draw, all right? So a lot of people will draw like this one, okay? They use a lot of imaginations rather than drawings there. I want to show you guys the wrong way first to draw, okay? Not the right way there, okay? The wrong way to draw. It just seems like you can actually write, and sometimes you move your hands like this. Is it true there, guys? Please respond to me if I'm right. but I'm using basically one of the things that all the students do there, right? Okay? It seems like doesn't know how actually going to draw the hands here. So it seems like you doesn't have any ideas there how actually you're going to do those works there, right? So you don't know how to actually move the hands there, right? Okay? This seems like very stiff like this. It doesn't look any accurate there, okay? Because when you start to draw like this, you are not actually drawing there. You try to trace using your kind of memories there, okay? But you not actually learn anything about how to develop the structures there. The hands also quite very weird, okay, when you draw. Because you don't understand about the whole structures there first. Okay, this is one of the things that people always do. You hesitate and the line works is very dirty there, okay? And sometimes the legs are not going to be look nice there, okay? It seems like everything will basically wrong there, okay, and falls apart. You see? Even though I can draw this one in a very short times, and a lot of people normally, okay, they're afraid to draw their eyes there, right? Okay, why? Because they don't know how to actually develop the structures there, right? Okay? First, they don't know how to communicate, okay, coordinate those kind of formation of shapes there. The drawing lesson, the illustration lesson is all about the nose. They don't know how to draw the nose there. Right? They will start to draw like this. I will bet you guys, a lot of you guys will draw like this one later on. Okay, this is basically one of the common mistakes there. Okay, that people will do. See, right? Is it nice drawings there? Is it nice drawing there, guys? All right. Are you sure that carries the reggae? It's a nice drawings there. No, it's not a nice drawing. It's not the right way to draw, okay? It's not the right way to draw that, guys. If you really want acceptables, they're along the right. Oh my God, they're right. Come on, guys, okay? That means your kind of understanding, okay? Don't basically, but better, don't basically, okay, try to praise, okay, those drawing because I actually the one who draw them, okay? If you don't like that kind of drawings, just tell them, okay? Because that's basically one of the common mistakes. I think that's the worst kind of things happens, okay, normally there, okay? But that's basically one of the methods, the wrong way, basically people start to draw there, okay? People hesitate and draw a lot of dirty kind of line that we call, okay? Dirty lines that we call there, right, okay? That's why we have to learn about basics back again. The demonstrations that I did just now, basically, it's all about the movements there first. The movements there first, there, guys, okay? Those are the things there. So what you can do other than draw those human figures there, okay, for the exercise, for this week, I would love to see you guys start with this kind of drawings there first. Even though I'm using computers here right now, if you're using pencil, make sure you sharpen your pencils there, right, okay? 2B pencil, right, okay? Don't do those kind of what we call that like a very halfway kind of sharp there, right, okay? So what you can do there first, you can see my cursor drawing movement there right now. If I want to start to draw here, I will start to draw the basic structures of human there, okay? But this is an advance, but I just want to show you guys first. But why actually we do have to draw the circles there, okay? This is what I do there, okay, to draw the circles there. We don't draw the circles like this, okay? One single line, or we don't draw the circle like this. You see that? This is not the right way to move your hands when you draw. See the way that I move my cursor there, okay? This is not the right way to draw. If you draw like this, automatically I'm going to fail you, okay? They're going to fail the exercise there, okay? You have to redraw back again. The way that you draw the circles, see? See how I actually control there? Even though they become an ovals there, right? Okay, because sometimes when we draw using this kind of tablets, there's a little bit kind of glitch happens there, okay? But this is basically what you should draw. Draw a repeat kind of line, but control basically your pressure line. Okay, control your pressure line. This is one of the earliest exercise. When I actually go for interview there, okay, because my times when I want to further my study into art and design there, right, okay, there's a few number kind of exercise that we did. I don't know why actually I had to do all these kind of circles line there, okay. All I know to draw there, okay, all I know that okay, I can draw a little bit. I have that people call talents at my early age because I love to draw, but most of my drawing is not accurate. I thought that I can draw well, all right? Feel a bit kind of short sendiri there, right? But it's basically it's not, because I don't find any kind of proper formal educations. That's why we need this kind of formal education. That's why you are here right now. Some people actually ask again, now sir, we can learn a lot from online, we can learn a lot on YouTube, we can learn on what we call that on Skillshare, basically. Yes, of course there, okay. But what you learn from there, even though you can repeat those kind of subjects there, okay. And of course, some of the courses also I take in there, okay, just to enhance a bit more on my skills there. Because like I said, okay, even though I can draw, I can design well, okay, but always hunger for knowledge there. So I always love to learn from any from anyone actually can have a bit more kind of more understanding than me, or maybe I can repeat back again and refresh back again my kind of knowledge there, okay. So we cannot say that, okay, oh, we are master, we know how to do all these kind of things, we are professionals, we cannot learn something from other people's there. Guys, most of the time I've learned also from my students. So I learn new things, but it doesn't mean that I don't know. I'm not doing. I don't know how to do my own things there, right? Okay. So that's basically different things there, okay. But we can learn from time to times. All right. Those are the things that we can do there, right, guys? Okay. So what you can do, okay, do some this kind of exercise on your piece of paper or your sketchbooks there, right? Repeat the line there, okay, but at the same time, control the line there, okay? If I want to draw a huge circles, right now the problem with my, what we call that tablets, even though I try to draw the circles, they become an oval there, okay? But the point is right now, we can basically move our hands here. Okay, on the video that I've been recording later on, okay, that I actually going to share, is how actually we're going to create those kind of line there, right, okay, and also circles at the same time there, right, okay. When you draw the line, you can draw the, okay, you can draw the line like this, all right, line like this. Just practice your hands using your pencils there, right? See, straight line, diagonal line, see? Control your hands at the same time, okay? Learn to practice to develop that kind of skills there first. Before you're going to draw those kind of photos there, reference there, okay? Pictures there of human being there, okay? The straight line like this, even though quite hard, okay? Using those tablets sometimes, but we can use them, right? See? Circle, the straight line there, right, okay? So this is basically one of the fundamental kind of exercise there, okay? Okay, let's just say a basic shapes like an ovals there, okay? When I draw those ovals there, okay? And then I'm going to draw those cylinders there, right? And then I'm going to render them, right? Okay, the shadows there, like this. Using those pencils there, okay? And the lighting is over here, all right? Some shadows line over here. So basically, this is one of the fundamental kind of exercise there to practice your hand there first before you're going to draw any kind of detailing there, right? Okay? So even though you want to draw those cone, okay? A curved line there, okay, to define the cones, if not, doesn't look flat there, okay? This is basically one of the great exercise that you can practice there first. The drawing has to be messy a little bit, okay? It's a sketch line. what we learn right now is all about the sketch line that first. How to sketch in the right way that first, right? Okay. So when you see how actually I draw what we call that, write down basically the sketch line kind of words there, right? Okay. It's look like a confidence, right? Okay. The analogy is right now, if you can basically sign your names confidently like this, that means you can draw. Don't worry, okay? But in a matter of techniques and methods only, that to have the memory kind of muscles within your coordinations there. So it takes some time, okay? But you have to be patient there. It's all about being patient and passions on to develop your skills here, right? So if you want to draw those triangles, basically the triangles here, pyramid kind of shapes, right? And then there's the shadows, there's a light over here, for example, and the shadows can be fall off over here. There. So this is basically one of the what we call that drawing skills that we want to create. Okay? Even though we want to draw basically the square boxes there, okay? This is a square, but you want to draw boxes in three-dimensional kind of looks. All right. Even though we don't learn perspective yet, okay, but the light came over here and the shadow should be fall off over here. See how I actually rendered them back, right? Okay. This is basically one of the most important things that we have to understand first before we're going to draw all this kind of fancy stuff later on, right? Okay. So to get back into this kind of drawings there just now, okay, how actually going to work? Normally, when we have this kind of reference with media, okay, let's just say I capture this reference there first, just to give you guys a bit kind of understanding. Okay, copy this one and paste right here, because basically what I've done right here, I have a left side of my reference there, right? But I just want to show you guys here how actually I draw this one by using basically the same methods there that we draw just now. I don't draw small, too small, and then don't draw too big there, right? So how actually you're going to start there first when you draw there, okay? First of all, start with the circles line. You like this one there, right? The head circles there. And then it'll be kind of advanced, but you have to try that first before we are going to go through in details there, guys, okay? So what I'm going to do right now, this is how actually I'm going to start to draw. To measure the right, okay? A lot of people doesn't know how to draw the neck there, right? So as the illustrators normally, okay, this is the measurement line, indications of the eyes, the nose, and the lips there, okay? So this is something that you're going to learn in the future, okay? In our lessons there. So before we get to add some details, understand the whole concept of the foundation and the basic structures here. If you don't understand all these foundation and basic structures, and we call also the line of actions about the body line there, right? Okay, like this one there, right? You won't be able to get it right. Okay, the neck, okay, people doesn't know about it, okay? Normal people doesn't see all these kind of foundations there, structures there. So what you learn from our class, you're going to start to design basically the structures that people don't see. Whereas basically the ears there, okay, are going to be right here. Now, the body there, okay, structures of those shapes there, okay. What I'm going to do, a cylinder shapes, a triangle kind of shapes there, okay, a circles that combine into one particular kind of structures of boxes there, okay. Human anatomies, animals, any kind of objects there, okay, they came from all these kind of boxes there, basic shapes that is. So this is basically what we are going to produce. You cannot see from here, there, okay? But from our understanding of lessons, this will help you guys to understand that. See? This is what basically you need to understand first there, right? Okay, the legs are going to be right here, there, right? Okay, the measurement of the legs. We are going to draw basically those cylinders there, right? Okay, that form basically the leg there. So this is basically the messy line that you have to create, but in control there, guys. Not press too much there, right? Okay, control a bit there, right? The shoulders. Okay, the arms measurements should be in the cylinders there, right? And then put the hands over here at the hips, and then these are going to be the shapes of the hands. See? So same goes to this part there, right? Okay. The shoulder is a bit more higher there, right? Okay. More higher like this, and then right here, there, okay, on the head, the arms there, right? So this is how we measure them back. There. So how actually you're going to work on this is all about the foundations later on. How to draw the hands there over here and the palms there, right? Okay. You have to develop that kind of understanding first, how to capture basically those kind of shapes here. Cut into the shapes there, right? There. Before you're going to add those details there, right? Okay. And when you get all this kind of understanding, when you use a piece of paper normally there, right? Okay. So what you can do, okay, I zoom in because normally using papers, you're going to focus a bit more further there, okay? But what we can do right now, I'm going to draw the shapes of the head at first. The shape first, right? That cover basically these areas there. Okay. No matter how, you don't actually focus the whole things, okay, straight ahead there, okay? What we're going to do there, okay, normally when we draw, we are going to focus on the holistic, the overall of the drawings here. Okay, this is how actually people draw there, okay? Take times to focus on those kind of understanding. This kind of detailing on the scarf there, right, okay? Draw the shape there first. When you have the entire kind of way of drawings look fine, the measurement look fine there, right, okay? It's time to draw the nose. And then you can actually draw basically those eyebrows, and then basically the shapes of the eyes there. See how actually I draw the eyes there, right? And then the lips there, okay? Draw the mouth first. Okay, there's a measurement between the mouth and the lips in every single part there, right? Okay. So I'm not going to be introduced to you guys today. Just want to show you guys the embrace of connections there, right? Okay. And the eyes here. I'm not trying to draw her detailed portrait there first, but I want to show you guys how actually we're going to work with our basic structures there before we're going to add every single details there, right? Every single details later on here. And of course, when you use those, this is just like when you use those, what we call that, pencils there, right? So we don't erase our drawing. I didn't erase my drawings here. I want to see this kind of, I don't want to see any kind of clean drawing that means you erase all these kind of mistakes, okay? But I want to see how you control basically those kind of, what we call the details there, okay? Those kind of measurements here. Okay? It doesn't have to be accurate, but how actually you draw were important for me to analyze your kind of, what we call that skills there to draw. That's basically one of the most important things that I want to see from those kind of exercise for this week there, right? So if I take a look here right now, I can actually just draw on top of it, but I don't want to use them first. I just want to show you guys, if I want to draw manually, right, okay, in a very short times that I have, you guys have around 7 days there, right? Around 6 days that you works. So I want to show you guys basically how actually you are going to work on that. I always take a look on the works over here, on the reference over here, right? Because I want to make sure that I didn't do any kind of things that beyond my imaginations there. I just want to refer back again. Okay, people have hard time to draw the hair there, right? Okay. Let me show you guys how I draw the hair there, right? So even though I don't try to make it as accurate as I have right here, but I try to sketch. This is a sketch line there, okay? Not quite detailed sketch, but at least we can see how actually we go from here using the sketch line there, guys. Okay, the sketch line here. So let me see there, okay, when I want to draw this hands, arms. I didn't actually trace them back, but I using basically my kind of understanding there to correct back again my kind of mistakes there. That's why we sketch out our drawing like this there, guys, because we want to make sure that we can get some correction during the process there, right? Okay. Because using digitals, one of the advantages kind of way we can actually do some corrections basically on our drawings here. And there. It's not quite details there, okay, at the moment. I just want to simplify it a little bit. Okay, my kind of what we call that sketches over here. So if you want to what we call render them, okay, you can render like this one there, guys. One single hand line there, okay. A very sketchy kind of looks, but it's look convenient to presentable your works, okay. Don't do a cross-hatching there first. Do one single kind of strokes there, okay, to get some sort of rendering. Okay, this is what we call rendering there, okay, on your drawings. I add a bit kind of details bit on the eyes, but not too details there. But as long look a human being or woman there, okay, it's more than enough there first. So some crumpling here, all right, and then basically the thigh. So this part basically the okay, the what we call that the legs here that we have there, okay, from the cylinders here, from cylinders, and then I'm going to draw basically back again those feet, this foot there, right? Not accurate here there, okay, but what I'm going to do, I'm combining the gestures line, the measurement line over here. Okay, if I want to draw a simplified kind of shapes there, okay, to indicate those kind of legs and the knee over here. Okay, basically this is a rough sketches there, okay, a rough sketches that I can share with you guys how actually I draw. Okay, roughly, basically, okay, maybe the leg can be a bit more longer there, okay, that I can actually draw back again. These are very short kind of legs. And comparing to this one there, okay, that I draw just now. You guys can see the difference here. Okay, the difference between the quality of drawing, because these legs are going to be a little bit more longer there, okay. But if you check out the quality of those drawings, that's basically that we want to have a look, okay, on your skills there first. Okay, on your skills there first. All right, okay, it's not all about detailings there. It's all about understanding how the things works there first. Okay, how the things works there first in the right way. Okay, there's a few number kind of corrections that I can create from these drawings here. But this is some of the things that we can actually do first, okay, in a very short times there, okay, because if I focus a bit more further, I can actually do a lot of correction from there. All right, so when we draw, basically, okay, when you use your reference there, okay, don't try to trace them, but try to draw them back again based on the foundation structures there first. Okay, that's basically the things that you have to understand first when we draw there, guys. Okay, the correct way to develop your understanding. All right, any questions? If you guys can draw more details, go ahead, guys. Okay, I would encourage you guys to work on that. I want to ask, can I draw the same person but different pose? But the different pose that you want to draw were based on the reference, right? Not based from imaginations, right? And I want to remind you guys back again, don't draw from any cartoons there first. Okay? Can, right? Okay, if you have your own photos also, it will be more better if you want to draw yourself there, right? Okay, because what I've learned from time to time, right? Okay, the best way to learn to draw is by draw ourselves there first, right? Because this is not all about how perfect your drawing can be. It's all about how to develop your understand that first, how to draw in the right way. If I don't have A4 papers, can I draw in A4 A4 sketch? Yes, you can use A4 papers there first to draw there, okay? No problem there, okay? It doesn't have to be, because we know from these MCO, PKP kind of situations, I don't want to burden your families to have something that you cannot actually afford, okay? But tablet, pen, laptop is must have the right, okay? Because otherwise you won't be able to do those assignments, right? Okay, but in my class, especially on traditional methods, okay, if you can reduce a bit, I will try to reduce, but we still can have the quality of learning experience that we want. Our assignment is drawing with drawing skills. With the drawing skill, yes, of course. Right, your assignments are going to be illustrations using drawing skills. Right? Not drawing with the drawing skills, okay? Illustrations that we call drawings is one particular kind of way to illustrate, okay? But we learn drawing to illustrate that basically, okay? Xuan Yun? If you can get as soon as possible, it's better to prepare. But I'm going to use them in week 3. In week 3 there, right, okay? Week 1 and week 2, we're going to do those, what we call that. We're going to do a lot of traditional at first, because I want to see how you're handling your drawings using your traditional skills there, using pen, ball pen. Okay, ball pen is better there, okay? Blue ball pen, black ball pen there, okay? I'm going to give some demonstrations later on, okay, the videos. And if you guys can actually use pencils, okay, if your intro to art require for you guys to use charcoals later on, maybe you guys can actually explore using charcoal, because I didn't bring my charcoals, a pack of charcoals. Basically, I leave it in our workshop there, right? Okay, a lot of them there, right? Because I teach mechanical pencils are not recommended, right? Okay, I'm not actually recommend for you guys to use mechanical pencils, all right? Do we need draw sketch lines? So yes, of course. Okay, try to remain a sketch line first, okay, when you draw. Okay, even though when I actually work with these kind of demonstrations that I did before, can you see over here, most of my drawing is sketch. This is one of the demonstrations that I did there, right? This is one of the line that I did basically, okay, using those kind of continuous line drawings here that we're going to experience at the same time there, right? Okay, continuous line drawings here. So this is one of the methods also we can use later on to draw, all right, the continuous line drawings. But I'm using Photoshop and I'm using on top of the layers that you draw because I want to show, as I mentioned before, I want to show the students how to work basically with the right kind of methods to handling the tool. Even though I show you most of the students there, okay, there's some student also that cannot get it right there. Right? That's why I want to go back into the traditional there first, and then we see how actually we can move on and develop that kind of skill from there before we're going to work entirely using digitals like this there, right? Okay, so that's why the sketch line is very important here. When I draw these horses there, right? I'm using the sketch line also. All right, the sketch line there, right? Okay, but using digitals there. Right? So if you check, look, some of the demonstrations, most I did, okay, even though using reference, okay, I did also some of the example. What are the mistakes that we've done when we start to draw and develop the kind of understanding, okay? And this is one of the basic structures that we need to learn when we draw, even though we have the reference right here, there, okay? But the way that we sketch those drawings, those kind of what we call that reference, are going to be used a lot of sketch line like this one, okay? Can you see here? So that's basically the most important things that you have to understand if you want to learn to draw and illustrate in the right way, not to copy those drawings like draw cartoons, draw anime there first, right? Okay, so you need to understand about the foundations there first. So take serious on developing this kind of understanding before you're going to go through with what we call that the importance way of how to develop those kind of what we call that drawings later on there, okay? Let me see there, okay? So some of the basic sketch that I have done, okay? Even though if I want to draw a cartoon characters, a chibi characters here, there, right? I'm still using the basic structures again. This is from imaginations drawings there. I'm not using any reference there, okay? Because if you have a very strong foundations, you guys can draw anything you want. Trust me on that, okay? So the strong foundation will help you to increase more understanding there. We want to develop that, okay? We don't want to develop only how to trace or draw, okay? We want to develop our students to the ability to imagine the designs, but draw in the right way. Okay, you have the dynamics, you have the flexibility, you have the understanding there to develop the right kind of skills there first. Okay, to develop the right kind of skills there. So when you have that kind of understanding, like this one, then you can draw. Okay, this is the wrong way to draw those characters there, right? Okay. This is the right way to draw the sketch line. I want to see this kind of sketch line. Okay, I want to see all this kind of sketch line there first. Okay, I didn't actually fascinate enough to see people who actually can draw details there. Okay, because sometimes when you go into details, there's a lot of mistakes that we can see from there. Okay, when you draw a perfect drawing there, as for example there, okay, even though we know that you can draw, but there's a lot of misunderstanding about the proportions there, okay, that we want to take care of that first before we're going to add some details there. Right? And if you can sketch in the right way here right now, it will be more advantage for you to develop a bit more further on your designs later on. Okay. So this is the common mistakes that we saw, and if you see okay, how I actually draw those horses there, right? Okay, so using the basic structures here. So those are the things that we want to see there, okay, later on when you're going to draw any kind of what we call the exercise there first. All right, I want to see the line works there, right? Okay, the line works there, right? Okay, guys. On another papers, what do you mean there, Rocky? Can we use eraser? Oh, no. Oh, I would recommend you guys not to use erasers while you draw, especially on traditional methods there, right? Okay, because when you draw using erasers to erase, you will spend more time erase than focusing on your subject matters, focusing on your hands, that the movements there, okay? I will give you guys also those demonstrations why I didn't use what we call that erasers. When you saw one of the previous video that I did just now there, right? I did not actually use eraser there when you draw the face of hands there. Or those circles doesn't have to, right? Okay? Oh, another paper, yes, another papers there. You can draw those circles in other papers. In other papers, you're going to draw those human or your models or your sketches of your characters directly. Can be. So that means you have several type of papers there, okay, that you guys can use, okay, before you submit them, okay. So let's just say you have 5 drawing, for example, for your human being there, okay, and if you want to draw those circles as an exercise also, okay, you can submit an extra kind of amount of exercise there. Normally, right, when it comes to submissions there, okay, this is one of the tips that I want to give you guys there, okay. If the lectures ask you guys to draw in the brief there, okay, everyone submit 5 drawings there, okay, or 5 sketches there, okay. The best way to get more kind of attentions on the mark itself, all right, is by providing extra kind of works, okay. So not only my class, in every single kind of coursework kind of assignments there, okay. If you did more extra for your assignments, normally your lectures are going to be put more efforts to get more attentions to evaluate your marks there, right? Okay, that's basically the tips there, guys. Okay, if people ask you guys to do 1, you do 2, 3, you do 4, 5, you do 6, for example, or 7 there, right? Okay, so the more effort that you show, your interest on learning, you'll be more better there, right? Okay, but sometimes more, it doesn't have any qualities there. It comes also with quality at the same time. Okay, have any questions there at the moment? Don't worry, all these kind of videos that I want to upload later on after our last sessions for today, I'm going to deliver in our Google Classroom there, guys. Okay, you guys can take a look here there, okay, take a look my demonstrations there, okay. And also I'm going to upload also in our YouTube channels over here, okay, my YouTube channels, my blogs over here there, right? Okay, so you can take a look how actually I'm going to do those kind of works here. Okay, guys. When we submit the assignment, we also have to send the reference of our sketch. Yes, of course. Right, please send over your reference at the same time so I can see your kind of what we call that samples there. For example, there, okay, just now that I draw here right now, there, okay, let's just say I draw this on a piece of paper there, right? Okay, like this one. Let's just say I draw this one on a piece of paper. Okay, like this. And then I write down the name there, right? And normally when you draw, guys, please make sure that when you draw, write down your dates, right? June. Today is 20 there, right? 21. Let's just say you want to write now your names. Okay, so remark yourself there, okay? And then what you can do, okay, let's just say you have a piece of paper, you shoot your photos over here. And then what you can do there right now, there, right? you can send over your reference. Okay, let's just say I send it over right here. My demo there, right? But I don't have those folders. I just put it right here. Let's just say you don't have any kind of where is it? Okay, I have these samples and also a reference and also my works over here. Send it over like this, or maybe the PowerPoint is not there, right? Okay, my PowerPoint presentations, let's just say you have that kind of what we call that presentation just now. Okay, new slide. Okay, you can see the pictures, or you can use Google Slide also if you want to. I never used that one before, but it's quite practical also for you guys to use. All right, this one and 2. Insert this one. So this is your reference. This is reference and photos and also your drawings at the same time. Yeah. I just say exercise. This one can send you back. Exercise. Number 1 down. For example here. Okay. Then save your files. You have that, right? Okay. Something like this. So we can see the improvement from there. Okay. One of the things we want to present our no need. Okay. No need to present there. Okay. I'm going to take a look. Okay. When you submit your works normally there. Okay. We are going to take a look there. Okay. From time to time during our lessons, and then maybe I'm going to do some what we call that consultations, okay, on the works from there. Okay, so don't be shy, okay, to present your when I show your works there, okay, because we're going to learn something from there. Okay, we're going to learn something from each one of us there, right? So it doesn't have to be shy. Okay, I also do a lot of mistakes. Okay, entirely, okay, in our works there. Okay, you did. I'm going to do on Sunday there. Okay, Sunday have to be submit there. Okay, those works. Okay, in 27 there. Okay, I already state on the deadline. I'm going to put it on our Google Classroom there. Okay, so the deadlines for each weekly exercise are going to be on Sunday there. Okay, so I'm going to put on those deadlines over there. For example, like this one here. Okay, week 1 kind of what we call that due date there. Okay, are going to be, let's just say, create my topics over here. Is a human sketch drawing. Okay, exercise. Okay, those are the things. The due date are going to be on Sunday. Time are going to be 12 p.m. there. Okay, 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. All right. Okay, the marks are going to be given based on the what we call the compilations of those exercises until week 5. Okay, those are the things. Save the files. Update. Like this one, you guys can check there, right? Okay. So the sample software, I'm going to put it over here so you guys can see how actually I do those demonstrations at the same time. Right? Okay. Okay, guys, any questions? Yep, it can be there, guys. Before 11:59 there, right? Okay. So then you can do earlier there, okay? Do more earlier, more better there, guys. Okay, don't wait, okay? One of the things that I want to give you guys a tips, don't do your exercise last minute because you won't be able to focus there. Enjoy yourself to develop your skills. That's basically you need to do. Put it into like a game. Okay, you love playing games, right? Now, one of the games that you have to play were basically drawings. Okay, enjoy yourself. Okay, we're going to learn and to develop and improve those corrections and improve your kind of skills from time to time. Okay, okay, and learn also from among your friends there. Okay, even though you cannot see you guys each other to work there, right? But when I show your friends works, maybe you can learn something from there. I also learn a lot from my friends, from my colleagues there, right? Okay, especially and also from my students there. Okay, so we learn each other's, but the techniques, the method has to be right. So I holding the methods for you guys, and I will share my kind of skills that works. All right, okay. So I see you guys next week. All right, and from time to time, please don't hesitate to message me regarding to your lessons. All right, you want to update with me also can, okay, no problems. And I really enjoy myself to share with you guys my kind of skills. See you guys later on, and good luck with your exercise. And I will update a little bit more further before we do work on that. Thank you guys for having me. Have a nice day and take care of yourself and have a great weekend. Bye. Let me stop presenting.